is when the game for Tyrod going back to Cleveland, how do you feel like he'll handle all that playing as a former?
I think in his case it's just another game, just happened to be in Cleveland. I don't think the fact that he's been there and played there will have an effect on him. I think he just knows this is the second game. He knows we got to play a little better than what we did this past game to be able to have a chance to win the game.
David, what do you think about you guys in pass protection on Sunday? And what do you think you guys need to be better in pass protection?
I thought the pass protection was good. I thought a couple of times that Tyrod came out of the pocket when he didn't really need to come out of the pocket. It looked like he had pressure when he really didn't have pressure, and he should have just stepped up in the pocket and made a couple of throws where he came out, and he ended up getting some positive yardage for that. But I thought overall the pass protection was good for the most part in that game.
What would you like to see Tyrod do better?
Well, I'd like to see him be a little bit more consistent and get off to a little faster start. We didn't get off to the start throwing the football that we need for him to get off to. As you know, that very first pass that we throw could have very easily been an interception. Could have had a bearing on the ball game, and then, like I said again, he missed a throw after that. We've got to be right on when we're throwing, especially throwing from the pocket, and he's got to be able to get it out and get it out on time.
How much better is he now than when you had him in 2017?
Well, he's much better inside the pocket, John. I mean, he's seeing things a lot better. I think being the first game, we moved him around a little bit. He was just a little bit off right there early. But he is much, much better in the pocket, his pocket presence. I think he's getting the ball out better than he was when I had him before. Pep has done a good job of making sure he's on time and on rhythm, and he's just got to continue to do that.
David, as a long-time receivers coach, what do you kind of think has allowed Brandon Cooks to be so adaptable to so many different quarterbacks?
He's a really good player. He's played with some different quarterbacks through his career. There's some really good quarterbacks through his career. And, he's a guy that basically can do just about everything you need done on the football field. He can run. He's a good route runner. He showed some toughness in this game. I thought the two plays that he made down the field, those plays could very easily have been interceptions, but he went and attacked the ball, something that guys of his size you don't see doing. He played big on those plays. And I'm just happy that we have him. And basically, those two big plays that he made down the field were basically just him being a player and making a play like a playmaker should.
What do you think went into them developing a rapport? Like Brandon and
Well, they get a lot of work with each other before and after practice, and they know that in order to be on the same page, you got to be able to know the ins and outs of what each other's going to do. He's kind of getting a feel now of the kind of ball that Tyrod throws. Tyrod's not what you call one of those big, tall quarterbacks that sees everything. Sometimes when you're back there, you're throwing, and you don't see him, and so you got to make sure you're in the right spot. And Brandon's done a heck of a job of being exactly where we need him to be, and basically in the game, you saw him make a couple of plays because of that.
David, will Charlie have to be back?
We're expecting Charlie back this week.
How are you handling depth within the offensive line this week and evaluating that where it's at? You talked about pass protection and such.
We'll just see where Charlie is this week, and being out with COVID, there's some stamina issues right there that we have to be aware of. But we'll kind of see how it is. I think we hopefully will have him back for practice tomorrow and Friday, and just kind of see where it's at, and then just keep rotating those guys the way we've been rotating them.
David, the team posted a video online of you talking to Mark Ingram on the sideline, showing him how important he was to the team and everything. Can you just discuss with us what he has meant, not just as a player, but just as a leader for this team?
Well, Christy, the thing about him is that when I was with him in Baltimore, he's probably one of the more vocal guys we have on this team, and he is not afraid to say what's on his mind. And those guys respect him. He's been around. He's been around some winners. He knows what it's like to be a winner and be successful in this league. And he also knows that when adversity comes, somebody's got to be able to make sure that those guys understand that we got to be able to overcome those things. And he's one of those guys that you'll never see him down. You'll never see him let anybody else get down. And basically, I'm with him all the time, telling him about, continue to do that, And like I said before, when we first got him here, I felt like he was a reflection of what I was all about as a coach and what I want out of our players, and I'm glad he's here.
What are your expectations for Anthony Miller this week?
Well, we'll just kind of see in practice how things are. You know, he'll whether he'll be active or not, we don't know yet. We'll just have to see in practice, but he is physically ready to go.
If you can get him back, what is the significance there?
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. You know, obviously he and Danny both play inside. We'll just kind of let the practice play out and kind of see how we do it when we get to the end of the week.
What do you think are the biggest challenges that the Browns present to your team?
Well, I mean, you know, they've got a defensive end there that that's a pretty good player in this league, and they also have Clowney, who are two good rushers. You know, Garrett and he. It's a defense that I think has got a bunch of new players this year that they brought in, and I thought in this past game that we're watching the video of the Kansas City game, I thought they did a really nice job in that game of containing a very, very good offensive football team. And then offensively, they got a lot of weapons. You know, they got a very good quarterback. They've got probably the two best combo running backs in the game. They've got guys they got skill all over the place and a very good offensive line. It's a big challenge. We kind of look at those guys as we talk about during the course of the year. You're going to play teams that are what you consider like playoff caliber teams, guys that have been there, guys that are expected to be there, teams that are, and we feel like we're playing one of those teams this week.
Bill, what's it to have your tackles on or I guess Marcus Cannon specifically was on a pitch count last week, and of course Larry Thompson was working his way back into shape. How much closer do you think they are to being where you want them to be, and you know how much work you have to do?
Not there yet, but they're getting there. And then I think with Marcus, he came out of the game in pretty good shape. You know, we'll just kind of see in practice this week. And the same thing with Laramie. You know, again, Laramie was out for a while, and you know, for him to be able to go the distance for us was good. I think there's still a better Laramie still there, and I think once he gets his stamina and everything back, that you know, we'll be okay there.
Can you talk about the defensive line, what you saw when you went back and looked at the film, and what you expected?
Well, I thought they played hard. I thought we played a bunch of guys there. Unfortunately, you know, Vincent goes down, but again, like I said, there's a lot of depth there, and I think I mentioned this before. A lot of the off-target throws that their quarterback had in that game had something to do with our guys not quite getting there, but getting there just enough to throw things off and throw the timing off, and I was very happy with the way they played.
Coach, you mentioned that Cleveland has. It seems like they're real balanced offensively. In what ways is your defense built to stop a balanced offense?
Well, basically, the first thing we do defensively is we want to be able to stop the run, you know, and obviously they want to run the ball just like we do. And basically we'll just kind of see how the game unfolds and play the game the way we know it needs to be played and see what happens.
And speaking of stopping the run, what are some things that you saw in the Jacksonville game that you think they can do better going up against Cleveland on Sunday?
Well, assignment-wise, I thought a couple of times we got out of our gaps. We got to play gap control defense. Our up front people's got to be, especially when we do stunts and those kinds of things. They popped a couple of runs on us when we were kind of out of gaps a little bit, and we've got to correct that. And I think if we correct that, we'll be more consistent in being able to do that.
David, at one point in preseason, you had 10 former Browns on your team. You still have a bunch. Was that just a coincidence?
Just a coincidence, and I think just the availability, it just happened to be that way.
Dave, you guys were your least efficient running to the left side. How much do you think that had to do with Larry being out a while and Titus switching positions and not getting to kind of work with some of those preseason?
I think in this particular ballgame, it just happened that way. I mean, it wasn't so much that it was because of we weren't as effective there. We went the other way. We were more successful doing that, and basically we'll end up continue to do that. But obviously, we want to be able to go both ways and be able to go wherever we need to go to be able to be successful.
Do you feel fortunate to get Will Johnson back, considering he was with you all the time?
Very fortunate, John. He knows exactly what we're all about. Again, when we made the cut to be able to do what we did, we knew we were letting go of a guy that would be in this league and be playing. And we're very fortunate right now with the situation with Vincent that we're able to get him back.
Can you talk about Titus Howard and what you saw from him in the first game?
Towers needs to be better. I was happy with the way he played, but he can be better. Just like I said, our whole left side can be much better. We expect a bunch out of that side of the line of scrimmage, and I thought we were just okay there this past week, and expect us to be better.
David, can you give us an update on how
He's coming along. He's coming along. He's not there yet, but he's coming along.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.